All right, Gemini, welcome in. So in your the short I did earlier this week for Gemini, the Ancestor reading, what jumped out is the wolf spirit of family, and then what I got for you was Hierophant, Ace of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. So things are shifting and changing. I do feel like we're moving out of tradition into something much more inspired or inspirational or something like that. So let me continue on here and pull some cards for you. Let's see where we go. Let's pull some cards for you. Ancestor message coming through for Gemini, please. Middle of March. Middle of March. Okay. All right. Owl spirit and eagle spirit. So I'm definitely getting two birds here. Interesting. Owl spirit wisdom and eagle spirit freedom. I like that. That feels like a lot of Native American influence. Not all of these cards do have that, right? There's like frog spirit. There's different kinds of things in here. Storm spirit, dragon, rainbows, different kinds of things. But this feels very ancient. It feels like you are gaining some wisdom based on this change that is inevitable. All right, we are at that moment in time when you cross over 29 degrees and you go into 0 degrees. We have Pluto at 29 degrees. We have Saturn now at 0 degrees, just as I'm doing this. So we are at a very strong moment of evolution, also of destined and fated events. And I like the Ace of Wands coming up there. That just makes me feel super good for you. So let's see where we're going, Gemini. There's almost a feeling of like taking stock of what's been going on and what is going on. Wheel of Fortune, it's like you can't really resist it. It just has to happen. There's something that just has to happen, and you're pulling wisdom from it. Maybe it's happening in your family. All right, maybe that's happening. Getting free of a certain kind of idea or a certain kind of tradition. Underneath is the Hanged Man. Yeah, we're getting free. Look at this. Fool and the Ten of Cups. Very beautiful energy here. I felt that with Aquarius too, that it was like, let's have a different kind of understanding of how life works. The animals, the Native American culture, there's so much difference in how the Western world has grown up with a kind of tradition of its own. But I feel like we're moving into a much different kind of tradition right now. 3 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups. Oh yeah, look at that. 7 of Wands, 6 of Swords, lots of movement here. 7 of Cups, 4 of Swords, Death energy, 4 of Wands. I like this, King of Pentacles. So some of you might be struggling right now a little bit, all right? Some of you might be a little confused about what's happening because these are things that are kind of bigger than us, okay? There's a shift in the energy of the planet that is bigger than us. And I do feel like some of you are heading out on an adventure. Some of you are turning your back on how you used to spend your days. 3 of Pentacles here, 8 of Cups, and kind of standing up for a new way of life, standing up for a new path that you've chosen or that you feel is your destiny. All right, you feel is your destiny. The 6 of Swords going towards the 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups can be about confusion or just having a lot of choices. And so we're going to need to, this is a little bit of meditation. Wow, I'm just getting a, sometimes when I say something, this ear opens up and I get audio, music or something like that. It just says to me that the spirit guides are really trying to get a message through here. So I think that that's what's happening here, is that there's so much going on. There's so many options that I think need to stop and take stock and listen to your family of animal totems or animal spirits that are trying to communicate with you. The owl, the eagle, and the wolf. Okay, I'll be reading these to you in the extended. The Seven of Cups and the Four of Swords says, okay, wait a second. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where this is taking me, the Wheel of Fortune. I just know that it's a new thing. It's something brand new from the tradition I have known. It's also about looking at happiness in a different way. The Hanged Man, it's like releasing yourself into happiness. Now, I know most of you, when I say that, might be like, well, releasing myself into happiness, of course I want happiness. But I almost think that the way you're walking the path of life isn't really happiness. And so if you're manifesting happiness and that is on your path, and you're confusing what you're doing now with happiness, I feel like that gets moved on from. Like, you're like, oh, wait a second, this isn't really happiness. This is work, or this is an old tradition, or this is something that doesn't work anymore. Or this is something that I'm leaving behind. And there is a big transformation here with the Death card going towards the Four of Wands and the King of Pentacles. So I love this down here. It's giving me a sense that new days are beginning. I'm going to do some clarification here, and I'm going to use a different deck, okay? I do get the sense, and I felt this with Aquarius too, that we're walking away from an old tradition. It could be as a collective, but for you, Gemini, let me clarify a few things. All right. Please clarify the Seven of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. Are you noticing something? I'm noticing that there's a lot of small cards here. And there's Death card is in this set. I do have 2 and 2, much bigger major arcana cards, and that does matter. What's being shown to you is something that's more process oriented and not as big a deal as what's going on under the surface. What's happening under the surface is like you're changing, you're moving, you might be in your sleep really communing with these animal spirits and things like that. So much so that I feel like it does break through, and you're aware of what the messages are that are trying to come through. Some of you have had a similar experience to mine, where your ear opens up, or there's some kind of spiritual path opening up, your gifts opening up. And I feel like that might happen all of a sudden, and it makes the choice of moving forward much easier. Six of Wands, Three of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. I do feel like on some level, some of you have been resisting this path because you're worried that your family or your friends aren't going to celebrate it. They're going to think you're crazy, okay? And I don't think that's true, but I feel like that if that's what you think, then that's meaningful. It's not nothing. If you think that people are going to trash you or be angry with you, or think you're crazy, or think you've like flipped your lid or something like that, that's real. Seven of Cups, Three of Pentacles again, the Knight of Cups, and the Page of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is saying to me that there is some beautiful offerings coming in. The Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups, it could be love. And the Three of Pentacles says, hey, you know what? This is something that you have been kind of germinating for a long time, or working with for a long time. I feel like that's where this is happening, is that underneath in the subconscious, this is consciousness, this is subconscious. What's going on is I want to go towards happiness and joy. I want to move out of something that has kept me stable and solid, but also has kept me stuck for a while. I want to move on from that. I'm really interested in doing that. And so the Seven of Cups showing up in the middle here is kind of a sense of confusion. But I do want to say to you that I think other people are coming in, and they're going to be making offers to you that will help you make sense of this new path. Okay? Four of Swords, Four of Cups, Ace of Wands again, and the Judgment card. Definitely. It's like slow down to go fast. I've said that before. Take stock, slow down, stand still, start meditating, start listening to your animal totems, start doing more kinds of interacting with nature or something like that. I feel like that brings the breakthrough. Ace of Wands and the Judgment card. It is a full change of life, very full change. Four of Wands and the King of Pentacles. The Hermit. The Magician. Look at all these major arcana cards all of a sudden. Four of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. My goodness. Something that you learned as a child is holding you back from your ultimate destiny. And it's just like something that you believe to be true. I feel like some of you are being, I don't know, forced. Forced seems really strong to me, but are being pushed to look at your belief systems and what it is that how are you operating your life. And I just feel like this confusion comes in because there's something that happens in your life, something that happens in a daily experience that shows you might not be right about this. Money solves all problems. You might not be right about that. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. Love conquers all. Maybe it doesn't. What do you believe from your family of origin that is being upended right now? When we have Pluto at this placement between Capricorn and Aquarius. Capricorn is tradition. Aquarius is innovation. And we have to come to a standstill here to be able to say, okay, this is, okay, good. I was like, oh my God, am I recording? We're coming to a standstill right now because we have to take stock of things that are going on unconsciously for the collective and for us. And we can't just keep moving on. We have to understand where we're going and why. And I feel like there's a sense of trying to hold on to the past a little bit because this is going to be moving forward rapidly and it might feel a little bit disconcerting. There's new things coming in and the possibilities are amazing. Happiness and joy and innovation and magic and stability and all these kind of things, but it looks different than how it used to look. Or we are upending a system that has just ground people down. Okay, Gemini, I feel like you're in the midst of this because you are definitely a teacher. You're somebody who's going to go through this. I feel like your belief systems are going to completely change. All right. So let's see where we go with this. I'm going to do a week by week thing, and then I will pull some cards for the rest of this reading. I am going to read you about Owl and Eagle. That seems really relevant to me. All right, loves. Link is below if you want to continue on with me. I'll see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.